Hi, good day po. Ako po si Eduardo Roy Jr. Finalist po ako ng 2019 Cinemalaya entitled Fuckboys. Naging finalist na rin po ako past Cinemalaya. Na nakatatlong pelikula na po ako under Cinemalaya. My first was Bahay Bata, and then Quick Change and Pamilya Ordinaryo. Luckily, yung dalawang pelikula, Quick Change, bag Special Jury Award, Best Screenplay and Best Actor and Best Sound. Pamilya Ordinaryo naman was bag Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Editing, Best Director, and NetPack. And yun po.
Hello, my name is Maricel Carriaga, and I am the writer and director of the Cinemalaya entry Anak Ikarayan, or Children of the River.
Hello everyone, I am Georgie Villanueva Alonso. I am debuting as a director in the film Belle Douleur, which is French for Beautiful Pain. I have been part of Cinemalaya since the year 2010. I have been a producer during all this time, and this Belle would be my 15th full-length film. Although I did also produce one short film which won the best short film last year. I did Ang Babae sa Septic Tank, which was the best film, along with Bisperas, which was also best film, and Posas, which was also best film, and Buaya, another best film entry. And I also produced Ang Pagita National Flower, as well as there was another film that we won the jury prize. So medyo marami, but not as a director, rather as a producer.
Hi, I'm Kim Zaniga, and I'm one of the directors of Annie. And
I'm Sandro Rosario, co-director.
yeah, this is our first time in joining Cinemalaya Film Festival, and luckily, yeah, we did.
Paano ka nag-arrive sa story for this entry?
Actually, the film was inspired by the Marawi siege.
Okay.
Yes. And nung ginagawa ko yung script, sobrang kasi akong na-devastate nung nangyari sa Marawi last year. Sabi ko, nung nagkaroon akong bombing, tapos sabi nga, ISIS ang may gawa, ganyan, mga terorista. Sabi ko, sana ang gawin na lang ni Pangulo, bombahin na lang lahat yan, patayin na lang lahat. I actually told that to my husband. And then, tinotoo niya. And then, after niyang tinotoo, nung nakita ko yung aftermath, bilang asawa, ina, anak, masyado akong nasaktan dun sa mga na-displace na tao, sa mga namatay na mga sundalo.
Kami ni Kim, we're both huge fans of science fiction, and we set out to use that particular genre in order to tell our story better. So,
One day I was scrolling through social media and saw this beautiful story about a woman, an older woman who fell for a younger man. It was very welcoming to read something along that end, especially with the kind of job that the day job that I have, which is being a lawyer, and I see all marriages crumble. I handle so many annulment cases, and here is just pure love with so much intensity and passion. And I said, if I'm gonna make a film, ito yung kwento na gusto kong gawin.
Madalas, yung mga pelikula ko ay based on true events or true stories. So, ngayon inspired siya sa nabasa kong article. And madalas yun yung nag-i-inspire sa akin to create the story.
No, I wrote it myself.
Yeah, we do collaborated in terms of the script and the story. And aside from that, we also collaborated with our producer, who is Tony Zuniga. And so in terms of collaborative process, we research and we consulted different groups of people na tackles about the social relevant issues in our films.
Ikaw nagsulat.
Yes, ako din po
Meron
nagsulat.
kang kakula.
Wala po. Ako lang. Oo, kasi parang sa experience ko parang mas madaling wala kang collaborate. For me so I make sure na mas sinisisi ko lang or inaaway ko yung sarili ko lang.
Because it's timely and relevant right now, especially na ongoing yung nangyayaring crisis sa bansa natin with regards to terrorism.
So basically, our film tackles about Mithi, who is it is told through the perspective of a child named Mithi, in his journey towards the year of 2050. And yeah, our film has robots. May mga robots pa sa film namin.
Belle Tuller is a story of Elizabeth who has been for most of her adult life taking care of her sickly parents. And after they passed, she suddenly felt alone and she decided to live her life in solitude. And one day, while she was trying to clean up the mess in her house, selling stuff, just like what Marie Kondo has been saying, whatever sparks joy, if it doesn't spark joy, rather, let it go. And along the way, she meets a very young man, Josh, who is ironically an antique dealer. And that's where their story begins.
The story is about friendship and tong dalawang character na to, they want to become a famous actor, and it talks about how can we maintain a certain image in the society. So doon nag-evolve yung kwento ng dalawang characters. Ayoko na sabihin yung parang surprise ng film.
Well, sa actors, kinuha ko si Noel Comilla, Junior. Kasi napanood ko siya sa Kiko Boxingero at gusto ko yung subtlety ng acting niya. And then, I also did a workshop in our province kasi this one is Ilocano film. So, I'm also getting local actors na mga workshop ng mga bata from there. Sa production crew, mas gusto ko kasing katrabaho yung mga kilala ko na, yung mga dati ko na nakatrabaho, which I trust. Kasi I believe, para magawa ang isang pelikula, kailangan talagang you trust each and every one of, the crew and the member of your team.
Because this is our first film and our film is a very challenging thing to pull off, we set out to gather cast and crew who are very passionate and who believe in the project as much as we do.
Insofar as the casting was concerned, from the moment that I wanted to do this film, there was one non-negotiable actor, and that was Mylene Dizon. I had no other choice for the role of Elizabeth. It was harder to cast Josh because we had certain requirements about his look. Like, I wanted a guy who was towering over Mylene so as not to make him too young, even if he is in reality half the age of Mylene. And I was fortunate to find my Josh in Keith Thompson, who is making his comeback after some time in the US.
With regards sa casting selection, production team, paano ka nag-arrive to decide?
Based on my 3 films, mostly my actors or non-actors. Karamihan. Yung best actor ko sa Quick Change was an actor, and Hasmin Kilip was named Best Actress in Cinemalaya, at saka ang dami niya nakuhang award, and she is a non-actor. And I guess i-continue ko lang kung ano yung ginawa ko dun sa previous film ko. So, I'm gonna look for non-actors din sa next film ko. Parang may freedom ako as a filmmaker na i-install sa kanila yung about knowledge in acting and etc. Parang ganyan po.
Ako kasi yung tao na mahaba yung pasensya. And I am a teacher din po kasi. That's why I guess na-apply ko siya when I have people that I handle. I'm already expecting, na iba-iba ang ugali niyan. But then I'm always adjusting.
In terms of creative differences, so hindi maiiwasan yung arguments, but we realigned ourselves on why are we making this kind of film. So to stick on our vision, so we arrived to the point na parang what's the best decision that we will make for us to push our vision.
On the whole, much would depend on the screenplay of the film because it's after all the foundation of everything. And if I'm happy with the screenplay, then we move forward with whatever the intentions are.
Yun nga lang dahil sa ako ang nagsulat din and ako rin ang magde-direct. Siguro less lang yung ganong issue. Siguro more on pagko-compromise hindi sa staff kundi mostly sa budgeting. May mga gusto ako as a filmmaker na gawin, but in terms of budget, hindi kakayanin ng budget. And then I compromise. I mean, siguro meet halfway na paano ko kaya ma-execute yung ganitong eksena na hindi naman mangangailangan ng ganun kalaking budget.
Kasi marami akong stories na nabasa. I did my research. And there's this one soldier na tumawag pa sa tatay niya. While he was, mamamatay na siya. Alam niya mamamatay na siya. So that one last call, he called his father. Tapos sabi niya sa tatay niya ng sundalo, give my location to my commander. Tell them to bomb my location. So this one, I think, lahat ng tao makaka-relate. Every nation that experiencing war, conflict, terrorism, can all relate to this story. Because I've seen a lot of war films, but nobody actually tried to tell the story of the family. What are they doing naman in that kind of situation? Parang I think this is the first time.
Our film can be viewed in multiple ways. One is people can see it as a depiction of future science fiction Philippines that is still plagued with problems such as climate change, technological developments, greed and corruption and all that. And at the same time,
It's also a reflection of finding one's identity and rediscovering the courage within. So despite all the challenges happening, there's still hope.
What we wanted to highlight is that there are different kinds of women who continue to fight nail and tooth to be able to be recognized, not just as a woman, but as a person.
Kasi yung character ko, dalawang millennial na character millennial sila. So, siguro yung kung ano ngayon yung mga kabataan ngayon. So, doon ako interesado, itakel yung attitude ng mga kabataan ngayon. And with all the social media, di ba, yung mga technology, paano nila hina-handle yun?
I will prepare myself to really just devote everything, my mind, my heart, and my soul to the production. Kasi ganun ako pag gumawa ng pelikula, dapat one film at a time or one subject at a time para lahat ng emosyon ko nakatutok lang doon. Alam mo yun? Kasi I always wanted to show in my films yung emotions din na nararamdaman ko.
it's very sobrang laki ng pressure and sobrang stress before the film and during shoot. So for the film, we just really had to make sure that everything that we might need or during the shoot was prepared and organized. Of course, inevitable yung mga problems that will arise during the shoots.
So, first and foremost, our film genre is science fiction, and it's very ambitious. It's hard to pull off. So having said that, so mas malaking bagay na mag-direct kaming dalawa.
Okay, sino may final say?
Dalawa po kami. So, first, hindi po pwede na isa lang. So, dalawa po talaga kami na parang we're arriving on that kind of decision. So, we're weighing things, making things balance.
The shoot is just, it's not that difficult, it wasn't that difficult for me, but it was the preparation. Having to do the ocular, having to do pre-prod, having to do sit-downs one-on-one with my DOP to discuss camera shots and everything. Hindi po siya madaling gawin. Kaya dapat po kino-consider natin ang hours of work as well in shooting the film. Siguro isang stress reliever ko of sorts was I love to cook, so mas pinoproblema ko pa kung anong pagkain ang dadalhin ko sa set kaysa sa paghahanda sa shoot.
Well, sabi nga nila parang hindi ka naman talaga 100% ready kapag sumusuong ka sa isang bagay. Kailangan mo lang magtiwala sa sarili mo. And siguro ang kaya mo lang gawin is i-prepare yung sarili mo as best as you can. So, ako, minimake sure ko bago mag-start ang shoot ng pelikula, I know the heart of the film, ano yung sasabihin ko sa mga artista.
Actually, very controversial, no? Direct Eric Mati and a lot of personalities, directors are airing their, feelings about the situation of the local film industry. At totoo, tama sila. So, napakaraming magagandang pelikula na hindi nabibigyan ng, ng oras, ng panahon ng mga viewers. Kasi masyado tayong dominated ng foreign film. Lalo-lalo na yung mga independent filmmakers.
Ako, for continuing lang yung passion ko, kasi kaya naman tayo patuloy na gumagawa ng mga bagay na ginagawa natin. Dahil gusto natin gawin to. So, siguro kung meron akong i-advise sa mga filmmaker na kagaya ko at mga filmmakers na hindi pa nakakagawa ng pelikula, dapat lagi lang meron yung passion sa sarili mo na gusto mo siyang gawin, na kahit ano yung ordeals or hadlang na bumalakid sa'yo, ay kaya mo siyang malagpasan.